Hey y'all, it's Sam with Beautiful Wreath, and today we're going to be upcycling some patriotic wreath embellishments that were on a wreath last year. They faded a little bit, not super bad, not much, but this is for my parents. Shout out to them. So I basically stole it off their door and am going to go ahead and redo it. You know how whenever you look at your wreath from a year ago, you're like, oh, I could do much better now. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and upcycle these and we're going to make a whole new wreath. So if you're into that, stick around and I'll show you how we do it. So in order to do this upcycle, this wreath embellishment upcycle, you need the embellishments, right? So I'm looking at what I pulled off the wreath last year. These need to be upcycled, these little bomb pops. These stars from Hobby Lobby, they need to be upcycled and redone. And then of course the homemade patriotic ice cream cone that I made last year, it still looks great as well. If I do anything, I may add some red, white, and blue sprinkles to the top if I do anything to it. I'm gonna go ahead and move our embellishments to the side. And the other things that we need whenever we are upcycling our embellishments, we're gonna need some Mod Podge. We're gonna need a cup of water and some paper towels. We're gonna need a few brushes. I did different sizes and different angles just because we're working with different size embellishments. You can always use one and just keep redipping it. If you only have one, don't go out and buy anything else. I also love the chunky glitter, which is called a Party Blend Glitter. This, I got all three of these at Walmart. As you can see, I mean, I'm almost done with the red, the white, which is the iridescent, and the sparkly blue. This is just a little bit chunkier. Then it's got these bigger chunks in it as opposed to the fine glitter, which I also have because I'm going to use both. I'm going to use both styles. I'm going to use the chunky glitter and we're going to also use the fine glitter. I have the red, the blue, and of course the iridescent white. So I prefer parchment paper. You can use wax paper, you can use foil, you can use paper plates. You can use a piece of loose leaf paper if you want. It's just to catch all of the excess glitter and to be able to dump it back into your container later. So I'm going to start off with the blue just because it's at the bottom. And whenever I add the glitter to it, it's just going to be easier for me to dump the excess off. That's the only reason I'm starting with this one. I'm going to use my larger brush just because there's no reason to use an angled brush or a small brush for this. You can kind of eyeball it. I'm just going to go ahead and add my Mod Podge. It's not hard at all. It's really very simple. You and the kids can actually do this. And you know what? Here's another idea. If you want to take these bomb pops from summer that are red, white, and blue, and you want to add different colored glitter to them, if you want to make them Halloween, if you want to start preparing for Halloween and you want to add something different like orange, purple, and green, or black and white and orange, you know what? This is, again, your project. We're just going to go ahead and add the glitter. Just like that. Just like that. Let me do a side-by-side comparison. Can you see the difference already? I'm not even going to worry about the back. I'm just going to worry about the sides, the front, and the sides. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to paint the sides. We're going to pour a little bit of glitter in our top to kind of help control it. Is it really working that way? I don't know. This is just how I do it. But this is why I have the parchment paper down. So that way I can gather all of this excess glitter and put it back in there so I'm not wasting. And again, it does not have to be perfect. I have some on the back on accident, but that's okay. All right. Let's, I see a little bit of white Mod Podge right here in the corner. So I'm going to put some more on top. So here is the comparison. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick these on and then Mod Podge around them and put glitter on around them, and then pull them off and add glitter to these. Let's try it. That's what we do on this channel. We try and try again. All right. And the reason I'm doing it now, the reason I'm sticking these down now, is because it's a lot easier to stick it to flat and get a good adhesive on there than it is to stick it to glitter. And then it kind of becomes a mess. Yada yada. That's my thought process. My thought process on it. I really wish I had enough of these white stars, but it's okay. I'm just holding my finger, holding some pressure on the star because it's not flat. Okay, y'all, this is what our upcycled stars look like. I think they came out really good. I'm going to put them to the side and let this blue glitter dry for a minute. And then we'll decide if we want to go back in with red and white glitter on the other sides. But those sides look really good. They didn't color distort too much. So let's let these dry for a little bit and then we'll decide if we want to go back in with red and white glitter. Now it's time to finish our popsicles. This one I've already done. Look at the difference. This is the old, this is the new. Can you tell the difference? Surely you can. I'm not worried about the back, remember, because that's not going to show. I am, however, wanting to make sure that I do touch those sides and the top, because those will show, those will protrude out of your wreath, or at least in the design I'm making, because I don't have them flat. I have them popping up kind of 3D. All right, look how cute those are. Just by upcycling, y'all. That way you don't have to go and buy a whole new pick. These picks can get expensive. They can get upwards of like $6. So I don't know. The last thing we're gonna do obviously is add those little sprinkles to the top. I'm just adding some Mod Podge. You could use tacky glue. I may have to use tacky glue. I don't know. I probably should have used hot glue first. Because I don't know if these will adhere with just Mod Podge. I've never tried. Probably should have definitely used hot glue first. But this is a learning experience, right? For both of us. I am gonna hot glue first, and then I'm going to Mod Podge. Okay, friends, we are completely done refurbishing our embellishments, and these are going to look amazing on our new wreath. Okay, remember we did our stars, we did our sunglasses, our shades, we did our 2 Bomb Pop icicle popsicles, we did our 2 popsicles, and we added a little bit of sprinkles to our ice cream cone.